Hi everyone. If you just got into front-end development, particularly React and Next.js, you most likely would have come across Module.CSS and just wonder why are we using Module.CSS? What exactly is it for? Because as a software engineer, you shouldn't just be doing things because you have to do them. You have to know the reasons you are doing them. And in this video, I'll be showing you what exactly module CSS is for, why we use it, and I'll also show you an example from one of my live repos. So let's get into it. Module CSS essentially is a styling method for you beautifying your web pages. And particularly, we use it for components. So it's component specific. This is something you should keep in mind. And that is one of the reasons module CSS is different from the global CSS. The global CSS is for the entire application. The module CSS is for a couple of components. Then we import it locally into each component, like I mentioned earlier. Global CSS applies to everything, but module CSS is imported locally into every file where you want to have it. And one of the reasons we have it is that it helps avoid repetition. For example, if you have sales page 1, sales page 2, sales page 3 of almost the same identity, you can simply use module CSS for that. Write the CSS once and for all the 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, then just import into them one after the other. And that way it saves you time and you can use your energy on more important things. Then another reason I use module CSS or other software engineers use module CSS is because it prevents clashes. Come to think of it, you have 3 pages and you name a card, business card, another card, front card, another card, back card. This can, over time, as you are building, you might repeat those names in other components as well, and that will cause a lot of issues when you are naming things. So for the sake of consistency and professionalism, we just use module CSS and name all our styles, which we import into the components where we need them. I hope you are getting the gist. And now let me show you something. So this is page 1, page 2, page 3. Since we want the same thing to be here, you can think of module CSS in the instance case as let me do something now. Let's say shapes. Let's bring this here. All right. I mentioned that it is component specific. So imagine you want this styling of these boxes or cards to be the same across these 3 pages. Or no, let's make it more practical. You don't want it to be on everything. You want it to be on only page 1, page 2. This is what module CSS is all about. It is specific. So once you import it to page 1, this will show for this card. Import it to page 2, this will work for this card. I hope you get that. Now let's go into the code to kind of understand better how writing module CSS works and what it renders. You're welcome to one of my projects. This is Cash Vault, and I'll be explaining it with how I built it. This is the global CSS. You can see it's very short, mainly describing what the body and header should be. But let's go over to our home module CSS. You can see this. You can see we already laid out how our landing section should be, what the text container, how it should look, landing image across all the pages, how they should look, stuff like that, all the buttons, the over. The beauty of this is you don't have to always copy and paste the same thing. You can just write it once and for all and apply it to all the components you want to apply it to. And this is really how it works. In short, that's simply what module CSS is all about. And again, to clarify, it is component specific, and that is why it is different from global CSS. Global CSS applies to everything. module CSS applies to only the components where it is applied. I hope you get the gist. If you have any question you want to ask me, do also drop it in the comments, and let me run this application for you to have a feel of how it works. Now we ran npm run dev, so we have our local host prepared already. Let's go to the browser to check it out. As you can see, we have, let's use the footer for example. We have the footer to be of this color. Let's try to change it and see how it goes. For example, if we say it's black or blanche diamond, let's see how that looks. And the beautiful thing is it will change across all other pages of the website. Okay, the reason this is so is this module CSS was not used here. So let's look for another one where it works. Let's use this image module file as an example. For example, this is 50%. Let's try to increase it to say 100% and see how the feature image of all the files will change. So here, let's check out. This used the image module, and you can see why it is too big because it was 100%. So I'll do it back to 50% now and see the difference. It's adjusted. So over the files, if we use it, this is how every other images will respond. Having said that, let me show you how we do it, or how we put module CSS into each file. As you can see in this index.js, we imported the home module CSS and images CSS, and this same thing across all other files where we need it. I hope this clarifies module CSS to you and you understand it better now. Thanks for watching.